All right, we're live. What's going on, people? Fame Entertainment here, and welcome to the very first episode of One on One with Fame Entertainment. Now, this is a platform for YouTubers and gamers alike to come on here and let their voice be heard. Now, this is the pilot episode, so expect a few bugs here and there, but I promise you those bugs will be worked out by the next episode. Now, my first guest I have is the host of Musing with Menchaca, Louis Menchaca. If you guys have been watching my videos, I have been linking his channel in my description because I have been a guest on his show a number of times now. So, for those of you who are dedicated to my channel, you guys should already be familiar of who this guy is. But I'm going to give the floor to you, Louis. You can introduce yourself, let them know who you are, and a little bit about your channel.
All right. Well, thanks, Fame. So my name is Louis Menchaca, and I host a podcast, and it's a conversational podcast where I get friends to come on and just talk about random topics about what's on their mind. And it isn't just limited to just games. So it's pretty much anything that you want to just have fun and just joke around and clown around on the table with microphones and a camera.
All right. Well, Louis, if you can, quick background, if you can let them know how you have a pretty interesting story how your channel got started. You can give them the cliff notes of how your channel got started and where you got your big claim to fame to start off at.
Well, so yeah, the I went to. Well, I'm a big fan of Greg Miller and IGN, and I basically watch all the IGN podcasts. And so it was really interesting that Greg Miller, a lot of people may know he quit IGN, and so he basically started his own podcast that he owns, and I got to be a part of that show. I went to go and I contributed some funds to be a part of their show, and it was awesome. I went to San Francisco. I got some exposure, got to meet some internet celebrities, and go to the IGN offices. And so my podcast is basically just an inspiration from their format, and I'm just basically taking it to a different level in terms of not just being limited to just one point of view, but many points of view.
All right, and just to give a heads up to the people who are watching there, of course, they know my channel is a pure gaming channel. So the first thing they're going to ask is, all right, what console does this guy play on? So you want to go ahead and give them a heads up on what you game on?
I game on everything. I have the PS4, the Wii U, the Xbox One. I got my 3DS. I got the Vita, and pretty much everything retro. I'm a video game collector. I don't care about platforms. I just care about good games.
Now, see, and I think that's a big thing that's missing, in the community. Is a lot of people. Well, it's the newer generation, I would say, because the old school generation, we're used to picking up a controller just playing, whether it was Nintendo, whether it was Sega. We didn't care. We were having fun, so nothing else mattered. I think that the part of gaming to gaming to have fun, I think that was lost in translation somewhere. Don't you agree?
Yep. Well, I mean, it really all started with the '90s and the Genesis and the Super NES. That really just was like the precursor. The whole Sega does what Nintendo don't thing happened, and the whole blast processing. And I just think that this is just basically a Sega Genesis versus Super Nintendo 2.0 with the whole PS4 versus Xbox One bullshit.
Yeah, but I think it's 2.0, but it's on roids, dude. Because I mean, when we were, you know, younger, not that we're old. I'm 27. You're 26. Am I
Yeah,
correct?
yeah.
Yeah, not saying we're old, but when we were younger, I wasn't gonna come over there and cuss you out because you played Sega and I played Nintendo. I mean, we played games because it was fun.
Yeah.
And I think now people are gaming for some type of social status. Also, kind of weird. Remember, there's always been this stigma of gamers that we were nerds. We didn't have girlfriends and we didn't have lives. And now, with this new generation, some people still look at us like that, but a lot of people look at us like we're just absolutely batshit crazy because of the death threats that go on to voice actresses and game developers, and just the whole stigma of gamers have really gone to shit because of this new generation of gamers.
Yeah, it's like it's a small minority, but that's really, really loud, and they're just basically ruining it for everyone else. It's kind of you see that a lot in pretty much a lot of industries, but with gaming, it's a relatively newer industry, and I'm pretty sure as time goes on, and as people that who didn't grow up with that, as they get older and they die off, and the new people who grew up into that, it's going to be something that's just going to be an everyday thing. That's just basically as American as playing baseball or something.
So the batshit crazy gamer, you think it basically going to become the norm? Because when we're gone, our generation that we're I mean we all say we're going to be gamers forever, but you never know what the future may hold. They say when we're not gaming, this new generation of gamers and the breed that they bring in, they're all going to be just batshit crazy, and that's going to be normal
No, hell
for
no.
everybody.
It's just a silent majority is what it is. It's basically well, not a silent majority. It's a very loud minority is what it is, and I just think that it's just something that, as much as it sucks, I just think that that's going to be something that's going to stick around. I don't think people are ever going to truly grow out of that. But really, there's just a lot of people out there who'd like to play games, but they're not like making themselves known on the message boards or anything like that.
And you're 100% right about the small group with the big voice. But the problem with that is they're so loud that they're in a way speaking for us. Even though we speak for ourselves and say, "Hey, this isn't us." That small group that's so loud, they're getting the attention on the websites. They're getting the attention of TV shows like Law and Order. I don't know if you saw it. About the whole
And yeah, sure.
Gamergate and Anita Sarkeesian. They actually did a video on that. Yeah, it's like their small group. They're so loud that they're beginning to speak for us. In my opinion.
I think it's just really sensationalism. That's all it is. I really don't think that's going to be a bit of an issue. Just it's it's just really weird, but there's really not a lot I can say on that subject. It's just that other than that, you know, very few people are just making it worse for the rest of us. But you know, it is what it is.
True enough. Now, for those of you who are Lewis he does game on all platforms, and his newest platform was the Xbox One. Uh, and just recently, Fable Legends, which was supposed to be one of the bigger, not the biggest, because of course you guys know we have Quantum Break, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Halo 5 coming out this year, possibly some Phantom Dust, but with the new devs, that's probably not going to happen. Looks like Scalebound won't happen, but Fable Legends was supposed to be one of those bigger games. It was a AAA title. It just came out recently that Fable Legends is now a free-to-play game. Now, I'm not sure how you feel about free-to-play games, Lewis, but me personally, I don't see why people are so upset about this game becoming free-to-play. And I'm going to tell you why.
All right.
I actually just did a video about this yesterday, so people can check it out. The main reason is they're giving you a game that you can test out to see if you basically you test out to see if you like it, and if you like it, you can go ahead and spend the money for the characters, the skins, and things like that. There are a lot of games that are free to play that are absolutely awesome. I played the Neverwinter on Xbox when I had the beta. I know that's a PC game, but I played it, and I'm going to be all over that game. Smite, I'm constantly watching Twitch streams of Smite. That's another free to play game that you can put money to. Now, I enjoy those free to play games. Now, Lewis, I don't know if you have played this on your PS4 or not. I know it's on Xbox. But Warframe is something I'm against because Warframe, though it's a free to play, it's a pay to win. And so, as long as a game doesn't hinder you like that, as long as you can win without having to open up not necessarily having to open up your wallet and pay, I think it's the more the merrier.
Well, see, I've a lot of free-to-play games have a very bad rap because they're really pretty much all predatory in nature, and that's really in the developer's interest and publisher's interest to do that, to basically play these psychological games to make you want to pay money. I mean, when you think about Candy Crush and how much billions of dollars it makes and stuff like that, they're basically, using, your Skinner box and your other, other psychology into, developing a game that gives you addictive tendencies to make you pay more. And so when it comes to consoles, it's really not going to be that much more different. I would rather pay $60 for Fable Legends than pay, potentially $120 for Fable Legends, because what if it hits my addictive tendencies to want to progress faster? That's the thing. It's like you're going to enter into this bottomless pit, whereas on the original, the normal model, it's just you pay one time and you get the whole thing, you get the whole playground, whatever you want to call it, you get the whole sandbox. And so I don't really too much have a problem with the new approach that they're going, because I really think that free to play is becoming a little bit different. It's not becoming as much mainstream as it used to be. It hasn't hit that. I guess it's what I'm trying to say is that it's plateaued. So my biggest thing is that I'm happy that at the very least that a lot of these companies are changing their way about how they market it, because now it's no longer, people don't really say free to play now. They're basically trying to push this new term called free to download, which is less, I guess, what do you call it? Less like less deceptive up
Hmm.
front. And so I guess even with Apple and their store, they're basically saying get instead of free. So they're basically trying to be less conniving in their methods and stuff like that. So at the very least, they're going in the right direction. But overall, I just think that if it were up to me, I would have liked to have just paid and then just that one time get the disc or get the download and then be done with it. And then instead, we're entering into a slippery slope, and that's one of the things I'll be afraid of, at least. But for now, I'm going to just reserve my judgment and at least play it before I may pass any judgment. But I'm very wary, is what I'm getting at.
Well, here's one thing you have to keep in mind also. You said paying $60 and then boom, you got the game. But there's one thing you're leaving out, and that's called DLC.
Yeah.
They DLC, and also not only are we getting hit with $60 for the game, they'll charge you for DLC. Let's say a season pass, maybe another $30.
30
And
bucks.
on top of that, they're still hitting you with microtransactions within the game.
See, that's bullshit.
You know what I'm saying?
I
So
don't. I'm not cool with microtransactions on games and stuff. Like when Gran Turismo, the latest Gran Turismo game, like with that whole thing with the
mhm.
microtransactions, I don't think that should exist in the game. I really don't. But yeah, I get the season pass thing. I get the DLC. At the very least, I can I like I hate DLC that it's already on the disc that you just have to pay to unlock it. That's bullshit. But I
Like
get what
Destiny.
Yeah, I like DLC that where the developers are literally did not, they're still developing it. It wasn't in time. It wasn't ready for shipment or whatever. Like that's the DLC I'm cool with. Is that you're still working on the content, but the DLC where it's already
See, it's
there.
like
Yeah.
Call of Duty. You pay $60 for the game. You pay $40 for a season pass, and then they start charging you. Hey, do you want to buy this skin? It looks really cool. $2 for the skin, $2 for that skin. So there, it's not. I'm not saying the $60 game is obsolete, but there aren't very many games where $60 gets you everything there is with that game. And that's why I'm okay with the free to play model because I can pay for what I want to use.
Okay, I'll give you that. But at the very least, the whole reason why anyone would ever want to do that DLC and the skins and everything is that developers and publishers, they just basically don't want you to trade in that game. So whenever they announce DLC coming in the future, it's basically to keep you from trading in that game to GameStop or whatever. But you know it is it's a fine line, and I think as an industry, the gaming industry is learning how to walk that fine line.
Yeah, I mean you're right. I mean the last thing I think the like going back to what we talked about earlier, the last thing you want to do is piss off gamers at this point because I mean at this you're getting a lot of gamers that are just batshit crazy, and it seems it's like if you piss them off one time, you've lost them forever.
Yeah, it almost happened to
And
my
I mean,
family.
that's why. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you go back to the 20, E3 2013, revealed that people are still holding on to, which I still don't understand how you could be mad about something that didn't happen, but it is what it is. Like at this point, you really can't piss off gamers. Gamers have become gaming has become so mainstream now. I mean, I look on websites and like Forbes. What is Forbes doing writing gaming articles? Have you noticed that like their gaming has become so mainstream that you can't really piss off gamers. And so I'm on the side that I'm thinking the free to play model will work. It's been working for PC gamers. PC gamers have been playing, a lot of these free to play games forever, and they absolutely love it. I'm just worried about the transition to console because that's where the batshit gamers are. Not saying that's none in PC, but a lot of the batshit gamers are over here with us playing console.
Yeah, but it's like I said, it's this transitional period, and hopefully that people who are making these decisions are basically taking into all considerations and are doing ultimately the right thing, and hopefully end up on the right side of history. And if not, their companies or their studios will close down. That's how it's gonna. That's how I like about just capitalism in general. The market speaks and people listen.
Now, see, this people is what I absolutely love. I love getting gamers onto my channel who are pure and utter gamers. They talk games, they know about their games, they do their research, and there's no fanboy bullshit going on. So please, guys, I will be linking the host of Musing with Menchaca, Louis Menchaca's link. I will be linking him in the description. Please go to him and hit the subscribe button. And please, when you hit the subscribe button, go to the comment section on any video, and I want you to type in "Fame sent me here" so that he knows that you watched the show and this is where you came from. But Louis, you got any words or any kind of spiel you want to give out to the world before we end here?
Yeah, follow me on Twitter. I'm at Chakalaka88. And one thing about my podcast is that there were a couple episodes that Fame was there, and one of my favorite topics was our favorite game consoles. So I think Fame and we had a good rapport. It was a little bit of everything. We had a PC gamer guy there. But yeah, hopefully you can enjoy my channel. I think I got pretty funny, so it's just I guess I'll just announce it here. But I'm working on putting myself on iTunes, so I'll be putting that in the description of my videos once I make it go live.
All right, people. Make sure you guys go check him out, like, share, and subscribe. And as always, let your voice be heard. This is Fame Entertainment, and I appreciate you guys watching the very first episode of One on One with Fame Entertainment.
And Fame, thank you very much.
You guys have a great one.
Thank you very much for making me your first inaugural guest here. I feel very honored.
Oh yeah, man. We go way back, like the front seats in the Cadillac. You my boy.
All right. I'll talk to you.
All right, man. You guys have a great one.
Step back straight from the bando. Niggas been stacking them bands though. I stay in the hood like a bando. And I look like money, no camo.
Yeah, camouflage behind T. Hustle, souped up, Clark Kent. I am maintained, the fuck with you lanes. My side bitch your main. Blame it on Fame.
This is no flex zone, got ammo. Yo, ho, do what I say so. Leave a nigga stiff like stay so. Hit the border for the work straight, yeah, yo.